right. Looks like we are live and there we go. Mm-hmm. And we have, ooh, no guests. Very good. Very good. All right, so if there are no Colossal Squid supporters here in the next, let's say, 3 minutes, I'll just make this public. Ah, hey, there we go. There's Katie. My Saturday is, it's going. Haven't really done much today. Getting a little live stream action going. But other than that, nothing too special. How about you? How's your Saturday going? I have to admit I feel a bit stupid because just when I woke up, or just after waking up, I decided to, make that post about doing the live stream and yada yada yada, and I should have limited it to the Colossal Squid supporters, and then somehow I just made it to all supporters, and one of the guys was commenting like, "Oh, cool. I'm not gonna miss you this time. Finally." I was like, "Oh shit. This guy's gonna be disappointed." Cleaning house, chasing dogs. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't clean this weekend. I guess I probably should have, but it just never happened. But I guess there's still time, right? Well, Katie, it looks like it's just you and me this time. So I will leave it up to you whether or not you want to keep it that way, or if we should let people like other patrons in, like poor Travis, who was so excited not to miss me this time, and then like an asshole, I turned him away. Oh well. There's not always time. I wish there was always time. I never have any time. Constantly waking up and blinking, and then I'm going to bed, and I'm like, where the fuck did the day go? It's insane. Boop. Well, I was actually gonna say that we could just invite the other patrons in here and just keep this a patron only chat, even though maybe some others would like to take part. We can just keep this patron only, and then I'll do another one, because when I open it up to everybody, it gets pretty fucking insane. But let's see what I can do here. Do I have any? I don't even know if I can make this public at this point, because we're already going up. Oh shit. Are we all still in here? I don't know. Ah, there we go. Well, let's see. Let's let the other patrons know, and we'll just go from there. But for the time being, it's just you and me. If there's anything you want to talk about, well, I'm all ears and all mouth and all beers. I'm also all beers. I had a Eurovision party last weekend, the Eurovision Song Contest, and I bought way more alcohol than I needed to buy, and nobody drank it. So now I'm stuck with a fridge full of beers and nobody to drink them. So that's what I'm doing with my day today. All right, so let's change this. Patrons only. Boom. And then let's just do it this way. You just gave away the last of your beer. You can have the rest of mine. My wife likes this beer, but I'm not there it is. I'm not like too keen on it, but it's all we got, so yeah. All right. Let's let the others know. Info. Ah, there we go. Maybe this works. Alrighty, patrons. Post. Let's make a post. Live stream, YouTube live. I'm really proud of myself for getting such a handle on this. Like, I feel like a professional live streamer now, that I can do it without it breaking. I've got my cool mic here that makes me sound real good. And yeah, a lot of progress since we first started on this little live stream adventure, eh? All right. Live stream in progress. We're doing colossal squid live stream. Just for colossal squid. Cool. And live stream. All right. All patrons. Publish now. And there it is. Oh, we got 5 of you in here now. Ha! It was absolutely an adventure trying to get this fucking live streaming nonsense to work. How do I feel about ciders? I mean, it's okay. Ciders are fine. I actually prefer mead. My wife is a mead maker, and she makes a pretty mean mead. I think my favorite one is her champagne mead, which is just, it's awesome. It's highly carbonated, and it's got like the nice sweet honey notes, but like a strong alcohol taste. Yeah, I back it. Ooh. There's a knock at my door. I assume it's my Amazon packages. I'm a pretty crazy guy. I ordered scissors and tongs for my kitchen. That's what I order on Amazon. Nothing crazy or interesting. Tongs and scissors, but I have to say I'm very excited about opening them up. So the second this live stream is over, I'm going to go fucking crazy with some scissors, I'll tell you what. Lola, any chance to see you in Germany soon? Well, yes, of course. I've got 2 shows in Germany coming up. And they're the only ones for 2018. So you can either see us at Amphi Festival or at Mariluna Festival. And that's it for 2018. I'm not doing any more shows aside from Amphi, Mariluna, Infest, and one in Hungary that I can't pronounce the festival name because I don't speak Hungarian, but no more concerts for 2018. Although, as my Patreon supporters know, I am... Or did I tell you guys? I thought I told you guys. I thought I told you Patreon supporters. But I'm in the middle of booking a U.S. tour right now. And that will be announced... Not soon at all. No, I won't be announcing that anytime soon. But I'm booking it, so just be aware of that. And what else? Oh, yes, the European tour is also booked, but you won't see any announcements for that anytime soon either. Yeah, so come to Germany, come to the UK, come to Hungary. That's it. Otherwise, I'm working on my album, which is coming along pretty good. If I do say so myself, the album's coming along pretty good. Pretty excited about it. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, and that's what I always do, isn't it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, I have to admit, Katie, I'm actually kind of excited about a new album too. I'm a little bit worried because this in this day and age, it's really, really hard to keep people's attention for more than fucking 5 minutes. They just don't have the attention spans to digest an entire hour's worth of music. And so I'm quite worried that I'm going to spend, the next 6 months of my life pouring my heart and soul into songs that I've spent the last 3 years writing, only to have people listen to the singles, which is a pretty kind of valid fear, I think. But, let's see. Maybe I will be pleasantly surprised by people's willingness to listen to something new. And it's also scary because, the record is so completely different from really anything else. It's kind of scary. My wife and I were listening to the new songs the night before last, and she was just like, "This is insane. You've never made anything like this before." And I'm like, "I know. Why do you think I'm so fucking scared?" Yeah. Are you playing in Scotland? No, I am not playing in Scotland this year. Next year, yes. But that's a long time. That's a long ways away. So if you're in Scotland and you want to come see us, then come to Bradford, which I don't think is actually that far from Scotland, right? Here, let's check Google Maps. Scotland to Bradford. mean, okay, well, fine. Let's say Glasgow. That's only 200 miles. Come on. I'm traveling like 6,000 miles to be in Bradford, so you know, if you're in either Glasgow or Edinburgh, you can make the trek, right? Or not? I don't know. Do you like strong alcohol? Yes. I'm actually drinking a lot of bourbon lately. It's my kind of like I get home from the studio and trying to unwind and not stress too much. So I get like I have these really cool whiskey glasses or bourbon glasses, and I drink like 2 of those, and then I feel better, and then I'm not so stressed anymore. Oh, that's right, Katie. I saw you went to Riverside to see Ghost from like Northern California. Is that the one you're talking about? That's crazy. And I have to say, I was never like a huge fan of Ghost, but your repeated social media posting about them made me think, okay, I'll give it another chance. And I really, really like the Rat song. I really think the video is great. So I don't know if I'm a new fan, but I have a newfound appreciation for Ghost thanks to you, Katie. It's an unhealthy obsession. I think most obsessions are unhealthy. I think that's why they're obsessions. But hey, you know, I can't remember the last time I was obsessed with something though. Like, well, besides work, I'm obsessed with work. That's unhealthy, right? But you know, like something external. It's been a really long time since I've been obsessed with something like that. So I can't even remember what that feels like. It's probably cool and exhilarating, right? Phoenix asks, any new singles this year? No, because I have been convinced to write an album. So, uh, despite my better judgment, I'm taking the plunge and in the process of making a full length LP, and it's pretty scary and exciting, and it's going to be divisive. That's for sure. Um, it's probably like the most diverse and insane thing I've ever made, and I'm just fucking kind of going with it. Have you ever thought to record some tracks with Shiver? Some years ago, you've been in Hamburg with them. No, no. Shiver and I don't play well together. I actually quite like their music, but me and Pete are not friends. Wow, Techie. Flying down from Portland for the New Year's Eve show and then back for Covenant. Wow. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. See, like I'm like really, really inspired by people who do that kind of stuff because, you know, you keep hearing people say things like, oh, you know, nobody gives a shit about music anymore, and it's just all about that quick fix right? Like people just want what they want when they want it, and they don't want to, I don't know, sacrifice anything for it, I guess, which is the only word that comes to mind, but I guess it's accurate. And it worries me as a musician, right? Because I feel like I put my heart and soul into stuff for months or years, and it's kind of viewed by people as this disposable product. And it can be really disheartening at times. However, you know, when I read that people like Katie or yourself who are willing to really go the extra mile to see music and experience music that they love, it's gives me hope and makes me optimistic, I guess. Well, as much as I love Blue Dangle and Ashbury Heights, they are all cool. I've actually never met anybody from Ashbury Heights. I never met Anders, but I really, really do like Ashbury Heights. Chris, of course, from Blue Dangle, I've been acquainted with for many, many years. Most people don't know my first European tour, actually, back in 2005, was with Blue Dangle. Aesthetic Perfection was the first band on of 5 during the Out of Line tour in 2005. And, you know, Chris has been somebody that I say hello to at various festivals and whatnot for the last fucking 12 years. But I don't know if they are going to return to the U.S. And I guess you'd have to put that question to Chris. Latest live show from Russia. You sing like a dark Michael Jackson. Well, fuck yeah, man. That's like the best compliment ever. Michael Jackson is my hero. Hence the glitter jacket. And yeah. Sick. I was 9 in 2005. Fuck. Oh, man. I just turned 35. My, how time flies. Phoenix asks, will you ever play I Belong to You live again? Well, I hope so. I think a lot of people are not aware of the fact that I lost the entire Close to Human album in a hard drive crash just a few years after it was released. So I don't have any of the original material anymore, so I can't play them live. Or I can't play those songs live. And I've been toying with the idea of doing like a reboot, like what I did with the Blood Spills Necessary Response record. I just don't have the fucking time to do it. So I'm in the process of like restructuring my Patreon rewards and my Patreon tiers, and I really want to make the Close to Human reboot one of the Patreon goals, because it's something that I'm dying to do from an artistic point of view, like just because I feel like those songs can be better. And I know that it's dangerous as an artist trying to like George Lucas your past works, because just obviously people are attached to the originals. But if I did that, it would also give me the opportunity to play those songs live again. And I think like a Close to Human tour where we play that album from front to back could be pretty sick. So please give my Patreon page a look, see if supporting that and my various other projects is interesting to you, and hopefully we can make it a reality sooner rather than later. I've had a lot of time lately to work in the studio and be productive, and I'm just like so excited about all the stuff that I'm working on, and I wish there were more hours in every day, because there's just so much shit that I want to accomplish. But Lately, I've been really good at staying focused and getting shit done quick. Like, you just kind of let the ideas take you wherever they lead, as opposed to sitting down for weeks or months trying to decide whether or not this lead sound is the right one. It's just so fucking stupid. It's such a waste of time. Yeah. That's my long-winded way of saying, yes, I would like to play I Belong to You live again. What about a collaboration with Nightclub? Yeah, that could be interesting. I'm friends with them, and I think they're one of the many promising up-and-coming Los Angeles-based bands, and let's see what happens. I've got like a big dry erase board up in my studio, like with all of my songs and my collaboration ideas and all that kind of stuff. And I try to look at it every day and say, okay, like what can I do today? Or like what steps can I take to facilitate more collaboration between artists? Because I think that it's something that the scene used to be really, really good at. Like our scene used to have so many, like, remember the Versus albums back in the 90s? So I guess if some of you were 9 back in 2005, you don't remember the Versus albums from the 90s, but I assure you they were pretty cool. It was like Velvet Acid Christ versus Funkervot, and like KMFDM versus What the Fuck Ever. And, it was just like 5 songs that bands collaborated on. It was pretty cool. Well, hello there, Sandy. How's it going? Thank you. Somebody that was not 9 in 2005 knows what I'm talking about. Well, Lola is asking if I like listening to Marilyn Manson. If you check out my Facebook page, I'm currently doing the top 10 albums. I know I should do them every day, but I don't really have the time to do it every single day. But over the next few days, I will finish doing my top 10 albums. And the one that I started off with was Antichrist Superstar, because Marilyn Manson was absolutely the most important artist of my teenage years. And I was 14 when the Antichrist Superstar album came out. So, again, dating myself, showing how old I am. But yeah, Antichrist Superstar, Marilyn Manson, all that stuff in my teenage years was just incredibly influential and important. However, any resemblance that Inhuman might have to something from what album is Love Song on? Is it Hollywood? It's coincidental because I actually I don't like that album very much. It's fine. It's not like a Manson album that I really relate to. I much prefer Portrait, Antichrist, Mechanical Animals, and Eat Me, Drink Me. Those are my Manson. Those are my Manson albums right there. One band that you want to work with that you haven't worked with before. It's not really bands that I want to work with. Obviously, I like collaborating. However, I always feel like I'm the one taking the lead in collaborations, just probably because I'm an asshole and a control freak. But I would like to work on a record with a producer, somebody that can just help me cut away all of the mental clutter and just focus on writing a record and help me really streamline the process and get a new perspective on songwriting and how to work in the studio. I think that would be incredibly beneficial. I worked with like Christian from Rotersand and Daniel Meyer from Hajjob while I was in Europe last winter, and it was an incredibly enlightening experience seeing how those guys work, and it kind of changed my whole outlook, and I think made me a much better producer. So more experiences like that, I think, would be really beneficial. Would you ever do a collab with Angel Spit? I'm not. I don't know Carl very. Wait, what do you guys call him? Zug. I don't know Carl very well. I met him a couple of times, but haven't had much contact with him in years. However, I'm currently doing a remix for Amelia. Her side project is really really awesome, and I think has a lot of potential. So you can absolutely look forward to some collaborations with Amelia Arsenic. Will you produce a new album from Nyx? I am talking to her right now about writing a song or two for it. She's in the process of doing her album, and more power to her. If she needs my help, she has my phone number. Hearing my name in English sounds freaking funny. Lola Eichwald? Eichwald. Warum ist das so lustig? Ich kann das auf Deutsch sagen. How do you learn cool harsh sing like you? Harsh singing, or screaming as it's called, is a difficult thing to do. You should learn how to sing first. I think one of the biggest mistakes most singers, or most singers who want to, how do you even describe it? It's called rock singing, right? Like it's like hard rock singing. People who want to do that, especially like extreme rock, metal, whatever, that shit's hard. And too many people start out trying to learn the screaming first before they learn how to sing. And it's a mistake. So I would recommend learning first how to sing, and then move on to the more advanced stuff, which is singing with effects, or singing with effects that you create as a vocalist yourself. This is something that I've been kind of grappling with for the last, say, 7 or 8 years. That's when I decided that I was going to start really trying to learn how to sing instead of just doing whatever and blowing my voice out and doing God knows what kind of irreparable damage. But it's been quite a journey, and I wish I'd started it a lot sooner in life. But here I am now, 7 or 8 years later, finally starting to feel like a real singer, like a real vocalist. So when somebody says, "Oh, hey, can you do this? How do you do this?" I can actually tell you. I want to know, who would you like to hear cover an Aesthetic Perfection song? Who could do a good I would like to hear like one of those like sort of hipstery bands, you know, the people that play like with banjos and lutes and stuff. What's that Icelandic one? I'd like to hear them cover an Aesthetic Perfection song. I think they'd probably make it quite pretty. Otherwise, you know, Led Zeppelin. I could see you and Corey Taylor doing an amazing collaboration. Well, if you know Corey Taylor, you have him give me a call. I will clear my schedule in order for that collaboration. Yeah, that's the thing, Sandy. The harsh vocals are like incredibly hard, right? As I'm sure you know, it's uh, you need to understand breath support before you can try to do something complicated like twanging your epiglottic funnel to the point that it creates distortion. Like if you don't know how to do that, then the second you try to even add distortion, if you don't have the support, it's going to fall into your throat and you're going to do damage. And take that for, you know, as somebody who's been there and done that, it sucks, especially when you're doing it on stage in front of thousands of people. Let's see. Oh, my computer's gonna die. Let's plug it in. There we go. All right. You and Johan from Suicide Commando. Yes, Johan is a good guy. I had the pleasure of touring with him in Russia just 2 months ago or something like that. And I like him and all his band guys, like Torben and Mario. Good times. Any chance you sell tank tops for women in your online shop? Well, at the moment, we do not have any online shops. Sorry. I'm like typing while I'm speaking, and I've also had a beer and a half, which is, you know, fucking wasted. Summer is soon upon us, which means we will have tank tops shortly. I've got the designs ready to go, but for the moment, we just launched our brand new store. I think it looks pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. And yes, Katie, the coffee mugs and tote bags are currently available right now. The coffee mugs and the tote bags are probably the coolest pieces of merch, in my opinion, that I've ever made. So, yeah, I love it. And you can get them now. But actually, I have to create the discount coupon for Patreon supporters like yourself. So don't buy it just yet. Let me get the coupon code created for you guys first. No, God damn it, Katie! Don't purchase now. I said wait for the discount. What inspired you to write The Bitter Years? The Bitter Years is funny because that's a song that was it was a remix, or it was a band hired me to remix their song, and I liked my version so much that I decided I didn't want to give it to them, so I kept it, and I just wrote new words around all the melodies and stuff that I'd created, and all of those words are phonetically similar to to the original. Now, the original band has no idea that I did this, and I don't think it's something that anybody could ever figure out on their own unless I told them what song it was. But if you listen to the two songs side by side, it's blatantly obvious, and it's hilarious because, you know, like lyrically, they're totally different words, but they're phonetically the same. So, yeah. All right. Well, the biggest issue with singing in general, Sandy, is breath support. It's the most important thing, and it's the thing that I think most people don't really consider, because working on your breath support is not fun, right? Like, it's all the stuff that isn't glamorous about singing and really any sort of discipline in general is just like the important stuff isn't sexy or fun. You just gotta kind of fucking do it. And breath support is the most important thing. And every time I'm having any sort of like vocal problem, and I'll sit there and I'll get angry and frustrated, I stop and I kind of do a post-mortem on everything that happened. Like, why did this sound bad? Why did you miss this note? It's almost entirely, like 99% of the time, it's something to do with breath support, because I wasn't like engaging, or I was um or I was what's it called, tightening my jaw, like trying to use my jaw to push the air out instead of my diaphragm. So it's important. Focus on it. My God. No, I will not tell you what band the Bitter Years song. I will not tell you which remix of which band the Bitter Years came from. If you figure it out yourself, by all means, I will admit to it. But that melody that's in the Bitter Years is an original. Like, everything in that song is original except for the vocal, the phonetics, right? So even the melodies are different, because I processed the vocals in the remix to be a completely different melody than in the original. All right. Let's see. Discount. All right. All right, Katie. I have just sent you your own discount code for the web store so that you can get your mug right now. Read any good books lately? Yes, I did. Last night I just finished The Big Book of Bad Arguments, which is a very cute little it's almost like a children's book, but it's because it's got all these like cute little illustrations and stuff. But It's all about logical fallacies, and it's a lot of fun because I think it um, makes the concept of logical fallacies a lot more obvious to people that don't really think about that kind of stuff all the time. So it was a really, really fun read. It's always cool to like brush up on my argumentative skills because I do really like arguing with people and telling them why they're wrong and figuring out why I'm wrong. Uh, yeah, so the big book of bad arguments is awesome. Sandy says, it's really frustrating because normally on a day to day basis, you don't focus on breathing. You absolutely need to focus on breathing. In fact, you shouldn't start singing without focusing on breathing first. And that's why I don't even try to sing a note until I do some dog pants or uh, zzz or lip trills. So or or what was the first one I said? Oh, dog pant. Now that's the one that really like your connects you to your breath because it just takes all of the tension out of your jaw and out of your shoulders, and just you feel this connection between your head and your diaphragm. So dog pants. All right. Katie got her super personalized discount code for the web store. Very good. Wow, Lola, you are very, very interested in collaborations. I want to collaborate with bands that will push me artistically in a direction I've never been or never thought to go, or can teach me things that I don't know. Um, so I feel like collaborating with too many scene bands will not. I'm trying to think of like the right way to say this because I don't want to insult the work of other bands because, you know, I work with all these people. I respect them. I like them. But over the last 10 years, I haven't felt a strong push to do something new and unique coming from many bands in the scene. And as much as I love the scene, I feel like in order to promote new ideas and diversity within it, I need to collaborate with people who haven't been stuck in that same sort of mindset for the last decade. Um, so I'm mostly trying to find people from the outside, and not because I believe that they are technically better, or that the people in our scene are worse. Rather, I feel like they can bring a new perspective that we don't really have the luxury of having right now. Today on things I didn't think I'd see in my life, Daniel Graves panting like a dog on my phone screen. Well, hey, you should see the fucking faces and the horrible expressions I make during singing and vocal exercises, and most especially breathing exercises. I've watched my fair share of Melissa Cross' Den of Screaming. Well, look, I've worked with Melissa. She's a great gal. She knows what she's talking about. But I don't feel like the way that she approaches this clicked with me. I feel like I learned more from learning how to sing than I did from watching her DVDs, because I made the same mistake that I think a lot of other people make, is they try to scream before they know how to sing. And while Melissa sort of emphasizes that in the DVDs and in her one-on-one tutelage, it's just not something that I think is driven home enough. It's like, you can basically forget about screaming if you don't know how to sing. Because what is screaming? Screaming is singing with distortion. And if you don't know how to sing, then you don't know how to put an effect on it. Kitsuna, I want that Corey Taylor collaboration. I swear I will go out of my way to make it happen. Yes, please, make that collaboration happen. As I said, I will clear my calendar so Corey and I can get it going. Thanks for hanging out, Katie. You have a lovely weekend. I hope you enjoy your personalized discount code. What is something you're looking forward to in the near future? Books, movies, travel, new Amazon purchases. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I don't really do much at all. I'm a pretty boring guy. I like working, and I like drinking. Yeah. I like working and I like drinking. But unfortunately, too much drinking means I can't really work. So I'm mostly just working. That said, I'm looking forward to watching The Handmaid's Tale, because I don't watch anything episodically. That is, like, I refuse to wait a week to watch something, because I just don't have the time for that. Plus, like, I feel like my excitement dwindles after I've, like, had to wait a few days. Like, you know that feeling when the episode's over and you're just like, fuck, I want to know what happens. Oh shit, I gotta wait 7 days. And then 7 days later, I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't want to watch this. So actually, I'm waiting for the entire season to end before I just binge watch the whole thing in probably 24 hours. I'm also excited about Westworld. Also not watching it. Please, no spoilers. I don't know if I care about the new Star Wars film. Like, I'm a huge Star Wars guy. Like really growing up, it was probably the only thing that I really cared about until I discovered music. But I don't know. The Last Jedi was really bad. It's like one of the worst things I've ever seen. So I just don't know if I give a shit. Yeah. Any favorite video games? I only play Call of Duty. Yeah, that's really it. My German manager or my German booking agent was just in town, and of course, being European, he loves soccer, and he likes playing FIFA. So I bought FIFA so that we could play FIFA on PS4, and he just destroyed me, and it was really it was embarrassing. So I've been playing FIFA since he left for a couple of days, just so I can get really good, so I can crush him when I get back to Germany in July. Yeah. There are a lot of vocalists who only do harsh vocals, especially death metal vocalists. Of course, it's possible, but I would actually argue that those guys either learned how to sing, even though they don't sing in the traditional sense, before they started doing the harsh stuff, or they had a much more difficult path to perfecting extreme vocals, having not learned how to sing first, because it really is just harder that way. I don't know what Diversant is, but Sleet Grout I did a remix for a few years ago. I'm not really sure what they're doing at the moment. My favorite bands, okay. Favorite bands would be Michael Jackson, Marilyn Manson, Architects, Paris, uh, beer, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Dave Matthews Band, Wumpscut. I don't think I like any other bands. The thing is about video games is that I don't really have time to play them. The reason that I like Call of Duty and even FIFA, I guess, is just because the rounds are so short, right? Like I can sit down and play for 10 minutes or 10 hours and nothing will change. I never play the campaign of any game ever because I'm not interested in the story. Video games are my way of turning my brain off. I don't want to think when I play them. So that's what I like about Call of Duty, and I guess FIFA. God damn it. You know, you just play one match and it's done. Play 5 matches and it's done. There's no like, oh, I've got to work through a campaign. Oh, I died before the save point, or oh, I gotta use every goddamn neuron in my brain to figure out how to open this chest or free this princess or unlock this puzzle, or it's just not the way that my brain works. So if that game is completely campaign free, I'll check it out. All right, guys, we are reaching the end here. If you've got any final questions, please fire them off at me, and I'll do my best to answer them. And go. Next live stream. Well, I don't know how many of you kind of caught this, but basically, this was meant to be a chat for the Colossal Squid supporters on my Patreon. But most of them were unable to be here today. So the one that was able to be here gave me permission to basically open it up to all of you. I do monthly live streams, which are usually in very small groups, like 3, 4, 5 people every month for the Colossal Squid supporters. Otherwise, I do like larger ones like this either on Facebook or here on YouTube, but I prefer YouTube because fuck Facebook, right? I try to do those also, you know, once every couple of months. Just, you know, reconnect with you guys, talk about all of this stuff. In a relationship and or looking for one. Oh, wait, how do I do this? Okay. I've been married for 7 years. I've been with my wife 13 years? God. Yeah. So, yeah. I guess you could say I'm in a relationship. If my wife is watching, sorry. Vancouver, Canada. I'm working on it. People are telling me that Vancouver doesn't give a shit about industrial music. I'm not even kidding. I spoke to some people trying to get a Vancouver show. I even have the date set aside for Vancouver, and people are telling me no. So if you want us to play in Vancouver, let your local promoters and DJs know. Does a Colossal Squid supporter get a different squid image? Yes, absolutely. The giant squids get the giant squid, and the colossal squid get the colossal squid, plus the art print from Travis Haight. Yeah, obviously, if you have any further questions, I'm usually available on social media. Just shoot me a message. Email is best. My email is posted all over my social media because when you inbox me on Facebook, I just usually miss it because fuck Facebook, right? Yeah. All right. Well, hey, yeah, Electrohead, let people know I want to come back to Vancouver. I haven't played in Vancouver since 2008? No, 2011. I played in Vancouver in 2011. So, let's do something about that, huh? Yes, indeed. My wife is very, very lovely. All right, guys. Thank you all for hanging out. Yes, Electrohead, if you want to help me get into Vancouver, literally just if you've got a local scene, talk to people, find out if they want to come see us. Shoot me a message, shoot me an email, and we'll see what we can get done. If there is a will, there's a way. If there's a demand, then people see dollar signs, and then they are motivated to make it happen. So thank you all for hanging out. Again, I wish you all a happy Saturday, a lovely weekend. If you are in the U.S., happy Memorial Day weekend or happy 3-day weekend. Have fun. I'm going to go get drunk now, and I hope you all do the same. Have a lovely, lovely day.